The video blasts open with deafening alarms and flashing red lights as an armored truck speeds down a dark highway surrounded by escort vehicles. Inside, MrBeast is wedged between stacks of heavy steel money vaults and crates of supplies, shouting over the roar of the engine. This is what it looks like to survive 100 days trapped inside an armored truck, and it's only day 5. The air is hot and metallic. The walls are inches from everyone's faces, and every turn sends the entire team tumbling into each other. Chandler is jammed in the corner holding a box of gold bars like it's a teddy bear. Carl is sitting cross-legged on a duffel bag of fake cash, filming himself for a vlog. Chris is trying to make instant coffee on a shelf bolted to the wall, and Nolan is squished against the locked rear door, wondering if this is luxury security or a rolling prison. The rules are brutal. MrBeast and the team must live entirely inside this armored truck for 100 days without stepping outside, not even once. The thick, bulletproof walls mean no windows except tiny slits, so sunlight is almost non-existent. They'll be traveling through deserts, cities, and back roads, with only small supply drops passed through a narrow hatch in the back. Sleeping, eating, and every other survival task has to happen inside. The prize? A massive $500,000 for charity if they all last the full challenge. But if even one team member quits, it's over. Carl hints at a twist that will turn this armored survival test into an all-out endurance nightmare. From the first day, the claustrophobia is real. The space is so cramped that every move requires someone else to shift. Chandler tries to stretch his legs but ends up knocking over a stack of canned food. Carl builds a luxury suite in one corner using blankets and cardboard dividers, but gets evicted by MrBeast for taking too much room. Chris starts a push-up competition, but the steel floor makes it feel like working out on an ice rink. To keep things interesting, MrBeast introduces mini-challenges, like who can last the longest in the truck's narrow vault compartment without panicking, or speed-eating military rations without water. But that's not the craziest part, because every few hours they're jolted by sharp turns, sudden stops, and loud bangs from the outside world, reminding them that armored truck survival is no joke. The first big problem comes during a supply drop when the hatch jams shut. The team spends hours trying to pry it open using metal tools from the repair kit. With food running low and water rationed to tiny cups, tensions start to flare. Carl jokingly suggests using a gold bar as a hammer, which leads to a 20-minute argument about whether breaking the hatch would count as leaving. Eventually, they get it open, but the next delivery is just a single box of stale protein bars, and morale dips fast. Then the mid-video twist drops. For the next 48 hours, the armored truck must complete a high-security transport mission, carrying a valuable cargo case across a dangerous off-road route, with other vehicles trying to intercept them. It's basically an armored endurance obstacle course. As the truck swerves through muddy trails and over rocky hills, the team is thrown against the steel walls like rag dolls. Chandler loses his balance and slides into a pile of supplies. Chris yells about spilled coffee all over the floor, and Nolan films the chaos from the tiny slit in the door. Outside, chase vehicles circle them, trying to block the truck's path, but they push through every blockade. When the route ends, the armored truck is scratched, dented, and covered in mud, and everyone inside looks like they've been through a war zone. The second half of the challenge turns into a mental game. The lack of space and fresh air makes sleeping almost impossible. Every sound echoes in the steel chamber, so even small noises feel like explosions. To keep spirits high, MrBeast starts Armored Truck Olympics, where they compete in absurd games like stacking coins during sudden turns, blindfolded vault unlocks, and don't touch the wall challenges that are impossible in such a tight space. Chandler wins a challenge for control of the only comfortable seat and guards it like it's the throne of the truck. By the time day 100 arrives, the armored truck is a disaster. Wrappers and empty bottles rolling on the floor, gear strapped to the walls with duct tape, and everyone's patience worn thin. The final challenge is revealed. Survive one last non-stop 24-hour cross-country drive while keeping the valuable cargo safe from a series of staged attacks. The tension peaks as loud bangs echo on the outside. The truck jolts with every hit, and alarms blare inside the cabin. Cameras capture the team gripping handles, shouting over the chaos, and bracing for impact until, finally, the truck rolls into the final checkpoint. The doors swing open for the first time in over 3 months, and MrBeast, Chandler, Chris, Carl, and Nolan stumble out into the sunlight, squinting and laughing like they've been freed from a vault. The $500,000 charity prize is presented in front of the battered armored truck, now covered in dirt and battle scars. Drone shots sweep over the wildest moments, the cramped sleeping setups, the chaos of the transport mission, and the insane final run, sealing this as one of the most intense and claustrophobic survival challenges in MrBeast history. If you thought surviving 100 days trapped in an armored truck was extreme, the next challenge will make this look like a spa day. And it's coming sooner than anyone expects. You do not want to miss it.